Welcome to the class 8 subject geography, chapter 3 mineral and power resources presentation. Mineral resources. As you know, the minerals are important natural resources and have been used by humans since prehistoric times. Early humans used stone to make tools and weapons. Thus, the first stage is known as the Stone Age. The copper was the first metal to be discovered and its use marked the Copper Age, and then came the Bronze Age and the later the Iron Age. Then the types of minerals. The mineral may be organic or maybe like coal and petroleum or inorganic. The organic minerals are known as mineral fuels or fossil fuels, and inorganic minerals are classified into groups known as metallic and non-metallic. The metallic minerals are those minerals which are containing iron content like iron, copper, gold, etc. And the metallic minerals are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Non-metallic minerals include limestone and sulfuric acids, which don't contain iron, and they are found in most of them found in sedimentary rocks. Then come to the mining. The extraction of mineral resources from the earth is called the mining. And the method of mining depends upon the depth at which the minerals is located. The process of extraction of minerals oil is called drilling. It is done by digging deep wells called oil wells. Then the distribution of mineral resources. Iron. Iron is the most commonest and the most widely used metal. It is used to make steel, which in turn is the basis of all sorts of machinery, agricultural implements, transport equipment, and items of daily use. The gold is the precious metal used in making jewelry. It is also used as a standard medium of foreign exchange. The international monetary system is backed by gold. And another metal which is very important is copper. It is mainly used in the electrical industries to make the electrical wires and appliances because of its high conductivity. It is used to make alloys like brass, bronze, German, silver, etc. Another thing, tin. It is the mostly used in planting, that is coating thin steel sheets with a very fine layer of tin. This is used in making canes for preserving food. It is also used in soldering and in making alloys like bronze. Malaysia is the leading producer of tin. There are various other minerals which are mined in different countries of the world. Then the mineral resources in India. India is richly endowed with mineral resources and they provide a strong base for industries. The distribution of mineral resources, however, is uneven in India. Now the conservation of minerals. The increasing world population and the demands of more and more people to have high standards of living have resulted in the increased use of mineral resources. Minerals are non-renewable once consumed, they are completely exhausted and cannot be regenerated soon. The way in which minerals can be conserved are recycling. Many minerals like iron, gold, silver and aluminum once discarded can be reused by recycling. Avoiding wastage. Efficient methods of mining and smelting can avoid wastage of minerals. While using them also we should take care not to waste. Substitutes. Alternatives to minerals like biodegradable plastics, wood and other substitutes should be more widely used. Then the conventional sources of minerals. The coal. The coal is organic in nature. Coal was the basis of the industrial revolution in the late 18th century. It was used to produce steam power, which provided the main driving force in running machinery in factories, railways, locomotives, and ships. And the power resources are those resources which are used to generate power or energy. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, water, and nuclear fuels are the main sources of power. The modern world runs on power. Broadly categorized as conventional and non-conventional sources. The conventional sources of energy are those which have been in common use for a long time, like firewood. It is widely used for cooking and eating, and about 50% of the energy used by villagers comes from firewood. Then the fossil fuels, as you know, it is the remains of plants and animals which are buried under the ground or under earth for millions of years, got converted by the heat and pressure into fossil fuels. Fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum, natural gas are the main sources of conventional energy. Then the coal, the most abundantly found fossil fuel, it is used as a domestic fuel. Industries such as iron and steel, steam engines to generate electricity. The coal which are used today was formed millions of years ago with giant ferns and swamps get buried under the layers of the earth. And coal therefore is referred to as bright buried sunshine. The leading coal producers of the world are China, USA, Germany, Russia, South Africa, and France. And coal producing areas of India are Raniganj, Jharkhand, Dhanbad, and Bokaro in Jharkhand. The petroleum found between the layers of rocks and drilled from oil fields located offshore in coastal areas. This is then sent to the refineries, which process the crude oil and produce a variety of products like diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, plastics, lubricants. Petroleum derivatives are known as black gold because they are very valuable. The cheap petroleum producing countries are Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. The other major producers are Russia, USA, Venezuela, and Algeria. The main leading producers in India are Digboy in Assam, Bombay High in Mumbai, and the deltas of Krishna and Godavari rivers. The word petroleum is derived from the Latin word petra, means rock, and oleum means oil. So petroleum means rock oil. Then the natural gas is found with petroleum deposits and released with crude oil is brought to the surface. It can be used as a domestic and industrial fuel. Russia, Norway, UK, and Netherlands are the major producers of natural gas. Then comes it India, Jaisalmer, Krishna and Godavari Delta, Tripura and some areas of offshore in Mumbai have natural gas resources. Very few countries in the world have sufficient mineral gas resources of their own. Then the hydel power. The rainwater, the river water stored in dams is made to fall from heights. The falling water flows through pipes inside the dam of the turbine blades placed at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades then turn the generator to produce electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. The water discharged after the generation of electricity is used for irrigation. 1/4 of the world electricity is produced by hydel power. The leading producer of hydel power in the world are Paraguay, Norway, Brazil, and China. Some important hydel power stations in India are Pokhran. Then the solar energy. Sun, heat, and light energy can be felt by us every day. Solar energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells to produce electricity. Many of these cells are joined into solar panels to generate power for heating and lighting purposes. The technology of utilizing solar energy benefits a lot of tropical countries that are blessed with abundant sunshine. Wind energy is an exhaustible source of energy. Windmills have been used for grinding grains and lifting water since times immemorial. In modern times, the windmills, the high-speed winds rotate the windmill, which is connected to a generator to produce electricity. Wind farms have clusters of such windmills, are located in coastal regions and the mountain passes where strong and steady wind flow. Wind farms are found in Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA, and Spain, which are noted for their wind energy production. Nuclear power. The power is obtained from energy stored in the nuclei of atoms of naturally occurring radioactive elements such as uranium and thorium. These fuels undergoes nuclear reactors and emit powers. The greatest producers of nuclear power are US and Europe. In India, Rajasthan and Jharkhand have uranium sources or reserves. And thorium is found in large quantities in the monazite sands of Kerala, and the nuclear power station in India located in. See the picture of the nuclear reactor, how the nuclear energy is produced. This is the nuclear reactor, the nuclear fission takes place in hot water, then steam turbine moves generator, then electricity is produced. Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu, Tarapuram, Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar near Kota in Rajasthan, Narora in PQK in Karnataka. Geothermal energy. The heat energy obtained from Earth is called geothermal energy. The temperature in the interior of the Earth may surface itself in the form of hot springs. This heat energy can be used to generate power, and geothermal energy in the form of hot springs have been used for cooking, heating, and bathing for several years. USA has the largest geothermal power plants, followed by New Zealand, Iceland, Philippines, in Central America. In India, geothermal power plants are located in Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. Then the tidal energy generated from tides is called tidal energy. The tidal energy can be harnessed by building dams and narrow openings of the sea. During high tide, the energy of the tide is used to turn the turbine installed in the dam to produce electricity. Russia, France, and the Gulf of Kutch in India have huge tidal mill farms. Because cracks are there, then the steam, because of the hotness of the earth inside, the hot water comes out, and then through these valves this water is taken to the turbine, and in turbine, due to the heat, the generator is moved and the electricity is produced. This is how the geothermal energy is produced. When the high tides are there, it moves inside the tides, inside the dam, and turbine is moves, and due to this turbine, generator moves, and the electricity is same thing here. When the high tides are there, it goes, the generator is moved. As a result, turbine moves and generators produce electricity. Then the organic waste such as dead plants and animal material, animal dung and captured waste can be converted into gaseous fuels called gas. The organic waste is decomposed by bacteria and biogas digesters to emit biogas, which is essentially a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Biogas is an excellent fuel of cooking and lighting and produces a huge amount of organic manure each year. The diagram which shows how the biogas is produced. We put from the slurry, all the waste material goes into the gas tanks, reacts with the minerals, with the gas, and manure and fertilizers are decomposed and the manure fertilizer are produced which comes out from the outlets. Thanks for watching and press the button of like and subscribe also if you have not subscribed. And put your comment also good or bad. If you like it, put good. Thumbs up. If you don't like it, put thumbs down. And please suggest improvement in this